Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome along to the US Army 250th birthday Rocket League tournament presented by Mike and Ike here, powered by Nerd Street Gamers. My name is Craftman. I'm joined today by the wonderful esports Murphy. How are you doing today, buddy?
I'm looking forward to getting through some of these games here, Craftman. Some NA Rocket League to really to sate the palate this afternoon.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the North American Rocket League action here this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are in the world. Glad you're here with us on Nerd Street Gamers. And as I said, we're presented today by the US Army. Thank you to their sponsorship. Happy 245th birthday to them. So if you're looking to make an impact, there is no better place to do that than the US Army. Whether your goal is to be at the forefront of fighting and curing deadly diseases, developing using tools and technologies the world doesn't even know exist yet, or defending your country, fighting disasters, and seeking adventure across the globe, the Army is where all of that can happen and so much more. The US Army is a team of 1 million unique and powerful individuals working together to take on the most complex problems in the nation and around the world, and to win. Nowhere else on Earth provides you the training, experience, and purpose that you can find with the Army, because no other team has so many people around the globe with the goal of making the world safer, the country stronger, and the future of their communities better. If you're looking to secure a future, ask yourself, what's your warrior? And go to goarmy.com/Philadelphia to find out more. To learn more, you can contact your local Army recruiter and find us on social media at Army Team Mid-Atlantic. So, with that out of the way, Murphy, like you said, some great Rocket League action coming up today. These guys have played through a group stage already. Now we have our top, we had our top 8 teams. Now we're down to our final 4, and we're going to see the first teams up now. It's going to be Fake Weebs versus Sup for our spot in the grand final.
Yeah, and both teams actually topped their group. So Fake Weebs came out of their Group A, topping it, didn't lose a single game. As well as that, we had Sup. They only had a 3-team group, but they also came out on top in their battles. Both teams making easy work of their opposition as well. 3-0 victories in the quarterfinals. So I'm expecting a real clash of titans here as far as this tournament's concerned for both these teams.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. It's going to be a great one to start off our bracket here today, or at least we're midway through the bracket. These guys have already played. Fake Weebs took out Elephant Kings 3-0, and Sup took out Communication is Key 3-0. Single elimination, so those guys are out. But whoever loses here isn't out just yet. They do play a third place match, as there is prize money for the third place team today. $300, I believe, is going to be your first place prize. Then followed by 150 for second, and then 50 for third. So whoever wins here, actually, Murphy, is going to be guaranteed a split of that prize pool. Of course, like you said, whoever's out has to play that third place. Could walk away with $50 this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a $300 top end prize you said as well. So that's $100 each, which isn't a bad pickup, for a Saturday afternoon. I'm sure there's worse ways to be spending it, right?
Definitely, and I mean, you're already pretty much caught inside. What else have you got to do than play Rocket League right now? We're glad you're with us here on Nerd Street Gamers as well. But we're going to move into our match now. It's going to be, like we said, Fake Weebs versus Sup in a best-of-5 series. Can't wait to get this one going. I think we're just going to wait on the players a little bit longer. But just running through this bracket, Murphy, our next semi-final, just to catch you up on the rest of the tournament just now, we are going to see... actually, it looks like it's already progressed. I'm just refreshing the bracket here. I don't think that's... Is that going through? That's weird. It says have ball with... Yeah, I think they might have... We'll get that. It's going to be Normality Elite versus have ball want boost. And I believe... Were they top in their groups as well?
A Normality Elite or top of Group C, have ball want boost were second in Group C. So both these teams already played each other with Enormity coming out on top in that particular matchup. But, there's everything to play for, right? That was the group stage. This is the playoffs. So we could be seeing an upset on the cards here. Likelihood it is going to be Enormity, but, I wouldn't rule out have ball want boost just yet either.
Yeah, and in terms of the game that we're about to see, Fake Weebs versus Sup, some good players on here who've been around the North American bubble scene for a fair bit, and I imagine the North American playstyle over the years has changed quite a lot. It used to be a lot of chase ball, get boost, smack ball in goal, don't care about defense, but it has evolved over the years, and you've seen that at the top level in the rival series level as well, and it has trickled down to this bubble scene level as well. So I imagine I think these teams will still be quite aggressive. and we're going to see a lot of points on the board. But these teams know when to get back, know when to play it conservatively, and most importantly, save their bacon when they really can.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the suspected changes coming up as well to the Rocket League ecosystem, it's going to be really interesting to see how some of these pickup teams are able to break into that, right? Because if what has been distributed to the public, we'll say, is true, then we should be seeing a lot more of these pickup teams being able to progress a lot quicker than previously, right? Like, it used to be a year before you could take a pickup team into RLCS. Now you could be looking at, well, a lot less than that, right?
Maybe in the course of 3 or 4 months. Obviously, we don't really know
exactly.
too much, or at least have confirmed details of what's happening. Although there's supposed to be an announcement towards the end of this month. So, according to I think it was Twitch Rivals that got announced on the other day. So it'll be interesting to watch how the Rocket League ecosystem progresses, especially down at this bubble level. As we said, it's really just been the rival series for the top 8 and then 10 teams per region. So we're going to. Like tournaments like this as well have a great feeder system, and let us see the hot new talent as they're coming through. And speaking of the hot new talent, they're on the field right now. It is Fake Weebs in blue, Sup in orange, as we get things started in this best of 5 series. The winner, like you said, goes on to the grand final to take a shot at walking away with $300 today. The first shot will come from FTM here, and he will get it within 20 seconds of the game starting.
Yeah, just Kaz there putting it right across the goal, just putting in a dangerous ball. The blue defense not able to do anything about it. In fact, actually missing the ball there, and the way's just open for FTM to just put that one home. It's a good first one on the board with inside 20 seconds, but it's only a 1-goal lead. It's a 5-minute game, loads of time to change in our first game of the series.
Yeah, and everyone just needing to settle down a little bit. Fake Weeb's defense looked a little bit shaky, and we'll see how that progresses. Obviously, early doors in this one, but a great touchdown there from Kaz. Expert can't put it on target, just hits off the post. Might give the opportunity for Fake Weebs to move upfield a little bit here, but Sup looking to take control of this and keep possession in their own half, or at least on their own cars, and not give Fake Weebs any chance of moving downfield here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be important now for Fake Weebs to see how they respond. They don't want to be boxed in early in this first game, because that could really put a downing tone on the rest of their performances. We see Sup once again trying to penetrate through. Dangerous ball after dangerous ball here, and so far we're yet to see a real chance come out of Fake Weebs. That's going to have to change soon.
Certainly so. It might be Breeze here to make the difference, looking to play a little bit of a mind game with FTM. Not able to get it past them, but Kaz on the counter, looking for the double touch off the backboard. Lovely play. The transition downfield for Sup puts them in front by 2.
Yep, all the way from his own corner there, just puts it over one defender and has that beautiful second touch there to put it square in the middle of the Fake Weebs net. It's 2-0 now for Sup. Still, there's plenty of time for this game to go either way, but so far, so good from the Sup side. A lovely second attempt there, or second goal there, after what could have just been put down to a mistake. They've definitely proven that they have the goods to deliver on their own goals.
Certainly do. Kaz looking to pepper that backboard as much as he can. And that might be his wheelhouse here in this opening game, looking for those backboard plays, but now it's time for Fake Weebs to get a chance upfield. Onisama? I believe that's a Weeb thing. That's how you say that. I think that's the first shot that Fake Weebs have, but FTM able to pick that up, and the double save from Fake Weebs will launch that back into the orange half. Into the corner it will go, and Kaz able to beat out Onisa and transition back downfield, and you can see Sup. They're very good at when it comes to getting the ball back in their possession. Not really giving too many opportunities away to Fake Weebs. Just putting as many shots onto the blue net as they possibly can, but now they have to play a little bit of defense here.
Absolutely, and it's just...
Oh
dear. That is not where you want to be playing the ball at all. Maguma's actually kind of lucky to get back in time. He had orange flames breathing down his neck there. That's really actually just inviting more pressure than they really needed. It looked sort of promising coming out from Fake Weebs, but now they're just right back to square one here. We see Expert over to Kaz. Almost a brilliant passing play. Again, they're coming out from Sup. There's a lot more confident stuff coming out from them as opposed to their opposite numbers.
Yeah, look, here comes Expert! Oh, wow, what a dunk from the backboard! And you talked about it, Murphy, the teamwork between this Sup side is absolutely impeccable. Great pass up from Kaz. He's had a couple of great passes in this match already. And with 2 minutes left on the board here in game number 1, just sticking it to the Fake Weebs defense.
Absolutely. Just look at the way Sup are playing, not just on the ground, but off it as well. We just saw a bit of backdoor play there. Before that, we saw Kaz wasn't afraid to get up in the air either. Seems like a completely different league to what Fake Weebs are used to at the moment. As this game starts to whittle into the late stages, there's only Sama. Oh, Kaz has just about makes the save.
I think I was talking about how American teams, the meta for them really is pressure as much as possible and kind of forget about defense every now and again, but there's a good open chance for only Sama, but even better rotation back from Kaz, just painfully aware that that net was wide open, so great play from him. And you can, like I said, you can see the confidence in the Sup side and how they've been moving well as a team, and Fake Weebs just don't really seem to have an answer to this. They get the ball in their possession and then one shot and they're done, but this time it will head to the back of the net and Breeze gets Fake Weebs on the board for the first time.
Yeah, teamwork is the name of the game here. Individual plays aren't always going to be able to do it for you, as we see a lovely passing play coming out from the Fake Weebs side. They've got plenty of time here to get another couple on the board, but even so, that's going to be a nice confidence boost at least to get that first one in the net.
Certainly so, and they are going to bring it back in this game number 1. Obviously still a lot of this series to go. Expert are looking for another dunk down. We saw him score from that position already. Looking to put one more in the back of the net from up on the, way up high in the backboard, but we'll at least keep pressure on for now. Now this time Breeze will be able to launch it into this orange half. Looking to go in the corner now, looking for his teammate Onisama. Will do a little bit of a backflip in the midfield and at least keep possession for the moment. We're just straight back into the hands of Sup. And Megumu just flying in from long range, able to direct that into the corner. No defender there. Onisama, what a great touchback into the middle there. I think he was going to get boosted and just manages to get in front of it in the nick of time. Breeze going from long range, but will get blocked away by FTM. I think Sup have done enough in the terms of defense in this one, with now 13 seconds to go. Looks like they're going to be walking away with a Game 1 victory. Yeah,
absolutely, but Sup are going to be looking for that fourth one still, to bring it right into the middle of the field, just outside the Fake Weebs net. They need to get rid of this. But yeah, with nothing on the clock, it's definitely written in this first game. We're going to be seeing Sup taking an early lead in our first series here.
Yeah, and it was phenomenal teamwork, as we said, from the Sup end of the field, and you certainly felt like they were the more well put together team. They had a bit more team chemistry than the guys on Fake Weebs did. I know Fake Weebs did come into it in the later half of the game, and that might prove to be worth it in the later down the series. But in that game 1, it took a lot of time for them to wake up.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's sort of it, right? It's this first game of the series, and maybe they're a little bit too cold going into it, right? They weren't really, as the gears weren't turning as quickly as they probably would have liked. Mm-hmm. Like you were saying, they're a lot more confident in the second half of that game. If they're able to take that through to the next few games, we might be seeing a bit closer on a 3-1 scoreline. Maybe, who knows? Maybe even a higher scoring scoreline at least.
Yeah, I'm certainly expecting it to be a little bit more flat out in the offense, and you saw, like we mentioned, Fake Weebs, they do have the team capability, and it just wasn't all clicking, because Sup, right off that first kickoff, were just straight on the attack, straight onto the blue net, and it looks to be the same story here as we start game number 2, 5 seconds in, and Sup already, well, at least they had a possession off the kickoff, and Kaz takes it over one. One man is back. Breeze able to hit into the middle of the field and find Onisama. That was very dangerous for Fake Weebs, as they don't want to start in the back foot here, because they know how well Sup can run away with this one. Brilliant play there by FTM to get it over one, but can't get it over the last man back in defense, and at least gives Fake Weebs an opportunity down here in the orange half. And that's not really something that we saw from them in game 1, was these sustained opportunities, the sustained pressure and the possession. They need to keep hold of the ball for a little bit longer to Fake Weebs.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like you're saying, though, it is looking a lot more confident, or a lot better in the early stage of this game. They're already down 1 goal, I believe, by this point, or maybe even 2. So they'll be much happier. Oh, well, they would have been much happier, except we just saw Expert put that ball right over the top of the defense, into the top corner, off the wall. Two players caught out of position there and unable to respond to that.
An expert has been quite the expert. I couldn't really. I really tried to not say expert on that, but he's been very well off the backboard and off the walls, and spies one from the right-hand side of the field there to put Sup up by 1. But might be a lot of pressure back onto the orange half of the net as Megamu just trying to work it into the middle of the field, but it's on Kaz's car, and he flips from long range right from the middle of the field, and all of a sudden it's 2-0.
Yeah, again, just completely caught out of rotation here. Kaz just Kaz, one of the blue players commits way too early there. And it just leaves the back end open. I think we was conceding a second in quick succession. It seems like that those problems we saw in the first game have reared their head again. We're really not looking too confident here. Oh, expert.
So dangerous in the air. A lot of these Sup players, you've seen Expert do it, we've seen Kaz do it, and there's FTM doing it as well. The pass in from the assist master who has been Kaz in this game. Another one on the Sup board.
Absolutely. We were saying, I was saying about Fake Weebs not being warmed up in that first game. Maybe it was Sup who wasn't warmed up in that first game, because this is dominating performance so far. It's only a minute and a half gone, and they've been averaging a goal every 30 seconds.
I mean, how far does it go? We said we wanted to see a high-scoring game, and we were really alluding to it being a close high-scoring game. There comes Megan with a shot. Breeze able to follow up. The weak save from Sup puts it right in front of net, and Breeze able to capitalise.
Yep, just a triple commit there at the back, and it just leaves no one there to clean up what was a very loose ball right in the middle. It's not where you want to be putting the ball if you're trying to get a save in. Absolutely not. Just a sitting shot there. The Fake Weaves, I mean, it's not the most glorious of goals, but I'm sure they'll take it. They need everything they can get at the moment.
Certainly so, and they might even get a sustained attack here off the kickoff as everyone kind of fumbling with it in the back line here for Sup. And a booming clear from FTM will reset everything as Kaz now booms it clear in this ping-pong back and forth. The team really want to take control, just pot shots here and there. FTM was on target, but Megamu able to put himself in front of it. Expert looked like he might have had a flip reset on that, but just drifts out of position with not a lot of boost to work his car in the correct position. But here comes the sustained pressure once again by Sup. Expert with another shot, and Breeze able to step in front of it. This Sup offense is just absolutely relentless. They are not giving up, and they want their 3-goal lead back.
Normally we talk about teams not being able to get out on their own third. Well, right now, Fake Weeps can't get over their own penalty box. This is the first break that we've actually seen them have. But instantly, just the rotations are there from Sup, and again, FTM takes it up onto Kaz. Forced to make another touch there.
It certainly seems like Fake Weebs are looking to try and break out of their half some way, some shape or form. But every time they clear, there's someone from Sup there in the midfield to take control again. This time it's going to be FTM towards the backboard. He goes, and he had Expert there looking to take it out of the corner, but minute 40 left, and again, just another 3-1 lead. Could this end 3-1 again in favour of Sup, as they're just not giving up at keeping this ball deep in blue territory. And Fake Weebs have, I don't think they've had a shot in a good couple of minutes, but there's FTM with a goal. Minute 24, running away with it now.
It's almost like this is training. Fake Weebs are on defense, Sup are on offense, as we see FTM there. Lovely second touch there to ensure that the ball's going in the net. It's 4-1 now for Sup, and look, there's still plenty of time to turn it around, but I just don't see it happening right now. I feel like Fake Weebs need to find something in the locker that maybe they don't have if they want to turn this around. We see Kaz going up. Megumu forced to make a last-ditch attempt to stop him from getting the touch. Done so successfully, though.
These backboard reads by really all of the Sup players have been absolutely phenomenal, namely Kaz and Expert. FTM's had his one shining moments as well, but there's another shining moment from him. Brilliant pass into the middle. But FTM can't find the goal this time, straight into the defender. That just shows you how well Sup have been working as this one unit, moving together. Everyone's communicating very, very well. And another pass into the middle. I think every goal that Sup have scored, not just this game, but in this series so far, in both games so far. I think every goal has been assisted in some way.
Absolutely. Look at any offensive touch that the sub team has made, and it's always been with purpose. They've always known what they wanted to do to it. Whereas with Fake Weebs, it feels like they've just been trying to get that shot on target. They've not really been constructing any meaningful play. Instead, just taking a shot and then cleaning up the pieces. That's how they got their goal in this game. Stop, on the other hand, just brilliant passing plays coming out. As we see Expert into Kaz. Kaz over a top. Third teammate isn't there this time, but again, it's just that confident team play.
Oh, but Mega Man, he does get a shot on target, but it just bounces off the post. 15 seconds to go. It's not going to be Fake Weeb's time this time around. Expert looking for the 6 up for his team, but it's not going to happen. They'll play into their own half and just drain the rest of this clock down to triple zeros. Sup 5-1 in this game number 2. They have been absolutely relentless and have not been giving an inch to the Fake Weebs.
Yeah, absolutely. Very deserved second game victory there coming out from SUP. And we did say maybe we'll get a higher scoring scoreline in the second game. We did, although it might have been a bit more one-sided than we were expecting. But still, that's SUP definitely making a great case as to why they should be guaranteeing themselves at least $150 in our grand final.
And you were talking about during that game, Murphy, about how every touch SUP make is with purpose. They're always looking for each other, they're always looking for those passes, and they're always looking for the shot at the end of the day to try and catch Fake Weebs off guard. Whereas when Fake Weebs have possession of the ball, as lacking as their possession has been, it's always seemed to be a desperation play. They're always trying to play catch up to SUP, and they're always looking for these, shots upfield, trying to gain some kind of ground, but every time SUP have been rotating well and just not allowing Fake Weebs to play their own game. They're forcing Fake Weebs to play the game that SUP want to play, and that's why they've been so dominating throughout this series so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And even when Fake Weebs get a little bit of respite, it's that SUP rotation that's just seemed so much more well drilled. They're able to just ensure that the pressure's reaffirmed almost immediately. That being said, though, Fake Weebs coming out of the gate a little bit stronger.
Those 50-50 challenges as well. Challenges that SUP are making in the midfield. Every time Fake Weebs try and gain some ground, the 50-50 challenge never goes their way. There comes a pass from FTM. Kaz looking to ricochet it off the defender of Oni. Will not find the goal this time, but once again you can see, I think this ball is spent, total throughout this series, probably spent a good 10 minutes lingering somewhere in the blue half, and there's Kaz, another double touch off the backboard. Beautifully done, and they take the first one here in game 3.
Yeah, Expert just setting the ball up. He knows his man's underneath him there, and Kaz, he's more than happy to oblige. It takes one touch, puts it over the defender, and he's there to correct the trajectory of the ball and put it into the back of the net. It's a very, very well worked first goal coming out from the SUP side.
Certainly so, and here comes Expert right off the kickoff again. Could SUP make it 2 very, very quickly? Kaz was looking for that double touch. Might have ran out of boost towards the end, but you can see here, every time the ball comes back into this orange half, it's never really a Fake Weebs player that's on this. It's always SUP rotating back themselves, giving their teammates the ball in their own half so they can rotate, get the boost that they need to make their aggressive attack, and just control this game from their own half of the field and push up where and when they need to. And Fake Weebs just are not ready for any of this. There comes Megu around the left-hand side, and he was just seemed a little bit lackadaisical as he was coming through there and just not getting any strong touches onto the ball whatsoever. There's a pass into the middle. It actually came from a blue player, and Expert is there to jump on it for the 2-0 score.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Breeze there just relieves a little bit of pressure. It wasn't the best clearance he could have made, but certainly you'd be expecting better from Fake Weebs there, being able to bring it out of their own half, at least helping their teammate there. It's unfortunate, but SUP are more than happy to take that second goal. Can't say they're undeserving of it either.
Definitely, and it's just proving more and more that SUP are grand final contenders, and of course if they keep this up, they will be in the grand final, but only best of 5. So next win for SUP, and they will be through to that grand final and guarantee themselves at least $150 here this afternoon. Could double it to 300 by the end of the day. Nothing to be sniffed at whatsoever, but with 2.5 minutes gone, 2.5 to go. Fake Weebs really need to start making their move. They're, again, another big, long clear from Breeze, trying to gain some ground, but it's straight into the player of Expert, right into his car, and he's able to work his magic and put Sup up by 3.
Yeah, they just saw them. Breeze puts the ball forward, but there's nothing else to it, right? I think he turns away there to get the boost, and neither of his teammates are there to pick the pass up. So it's just this relief of pressure is not leading to anything apart from more reaffirmed pressure 5 seconds later from the Sup side.
I said it before as well. Every time they're clearing downfield, Sup are rotating in their own half, and they're able to block things in their own half before they can develop by Fake Weebs. And there's a 3-man passing play from their own half. Most of the goals that Sup have been scoring have really been from midfield as well. Fake Weebs are trying to aggress as much as they possibly can, and really try and, like we said, gain some ground, gain some relief off that back line. And Sup are just blocking it every single time. And now it's 4-0, 2 minutes left. What is there for Fake Weebs to do? Because they're trying everything in the book, but nothing seems to be working for them.
I think at this point you need 2 of the Sup players to actually change team in order to overcome this. Because it's
5-on-1.
5-on-1, yeah.
Oh, boy.
And even then, if it's Kaz on the other team by himself, maybe he's still doing that, because it's 5-0 now. Because we see FTM putting his name on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and it looks like just Fake Weebs might have had a little bit of a respite here, and they're just like, okay, we know we've been beat. We're just gonna leave the defense, and you can see that they seem so deflated after what looked like a very close game one towards the end, not at the start. It's devolved into a 6-0 devouring of Fake Weebs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's just reached this point now where if you're Fake Weebs, you know you're not coming back from this. You're 6-0, you're getting dominated in every part of the field, including your own box. It's a hard pill to swallow here. You just have to sort of see the next 1 minute 30 out and just try and keep your dignity intact where you can.
Well, let's see if they can hold on to it for the next minute and a half, or if we're we're in that territory right now, Murphy. 6-0, only 2 goals, 1 either side, and we know what country we're heading to.
Germany, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, maybe the opposite of that.
Yeah.
We'll get there when we get to it. They're actually away to watch the CS major later this year.
Okay.
Yeah. 6-0 with a minute left, and Sup, right now they're just putting on a clinic. 7-0 now. Kaz putting in his 4th of this game, number 3. And if you are Have Ball, Want Boost, or Enormity Elite, you must be looking at this game and looking at this team of Sup and thinking, oh god, really? I need to face them in the final? What am I to do against these guys?
Yeah, they're definitely proving it's not going to be an easy task to taking them down in a game, let alone a series. It's interesting. I would have thought Sup maybe would have got a little bit more passive in the defense to let Fake Weebs get the goal to complete the Holy Grail scoreline, we'll call it.
Yeah, well, I don't think either team are really wanting that to happen. Looks like Sup have just kind of let this happen and let Fake Weebs push into their own half. Let's see if we can book ourselves on a plane ride to Rio de Janeiro. Yes, it's happened. It's the Brazil, ladies and gentlemen. 30 seconds to go. And Fake Weebs, they've scored in every game. Let's give them that. But this time, it's 7-1, and there's no way back in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm expecting Fake Weebs to be putting that Brazilian flag on all of their octanes after this. And not getting rid of it until they too have Braziled someone. Maybe in our 3rd place game.
Oh no!
Later.
Oh, Expert's ruined it now. 8-1. Pack your bags, everyone. We're going back home.
Yeah, that's it. Expert now suspended from the tournament for breaking the rules right there.
We should write that into rules of tournaments. If you get a Brazil, you cannot break it. It's got to finish 7-1. Even with 30 seconds left, there's no way back for Fake Weebs. And Suffrage, I wouldn't say they're bullying Fake Weebs now, but they're asserting dominance is what we'll say.
Asserting dominance is a funny way of saying triple committing for a kickoff, but, you know... whatever, I guess.
Either way, whatever way you want to look at it, Sup have completely destroyed Fake Weebs in this game number 3, and they are going to be your first team in the grand final. later on this afternoon. Congratulations to them. What a performance here in the semi-final.
Yeah, absolutely. SUP deserved first grand finalists here. I'm just looking over to the bracket. It will be SUP going through. Fake Weebs will be dropping down to that third place game. They're not actually out just yet. And then we're waiting for that Havbull Want Boost Enormity Elite second semi-final, which we'll be getting to shortly.
Yeah, like you said, it is not all over for Fake Weebs. As we said, they could still walk away with $50 this afternoon if they can win their third place match. I'm not sure if we're going to have that on stream. We'll find out for you a little bit later on. But SUP, what a performance! Every member of that SUP team is a dominant performer. They can get everything off the backboard. Their passing plays were phenomenal. They're just such a well put together team, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. They had a little bit of everything, right? They had not just the passing plays, but they had the boost management on their side. They had even the demos there. We saw a few times there, actually, from a couple of the teams. Yeah. Or from a couple of the players.
Yeah, it's certainly a team to be feared, and it's going to be Havbull Want Boost or Enormity Elite to take them on in the grand final. That'll be coming up for you in just a little bit. But before we do that, Murphy, that's a nice little shirt you're wearing. I like it. It's quite smart.
Thank you, man.
It's quite smart. Would you like a hoodie though? Because I think I might have just found your new hoodie. Nerd Street Gamers and Local Host Apparel is now available for sale online. You can get some t-shirts, some sweatshirts, long sleeve tees, much more, all available for purchase with brand new designs and styles dropping very, very soon. Head over to nerdstreetgamers.com and grab some merch today. That's nerdstreetgamers.com for your merch today. We'll be right back with our second semi-final match after this.
Why did I choose Temple? I chose Temple because I love Philadelphia.
I wanted to find a school that was in a city.
Temple's really supportive of everyone, career-wise, internship-wise. They have a lot of opportunities for everyone, like study abroad. Temple students are so passionate, whether that's about their school, their major.
Just don't be shy to ask somebody, hey, what's your name or what you're majoring in, because I've made my best friendship so far that way.
Oh my god. Mike? Oh my god, Ike?
Dude, I haven't seen you since Chief destroyed the ring. I thought I lost you.
The Covenant's gone for now. Let's head back to base. We've got a lot to catch up on.
Alright, let's do this.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 250th US Army birthday tournament for Rocket League, presented by Mikey Knight, powered by Nerd Street Gamers. My name's Craftman, joined by Declan Esports Murphy, and we are ready for our second semi-final of the day. Murphy, if you're just joining us, you missed, and let's just say it was a one-sided series between SUP and the fake weebs. I can't even read my own writing down here, but it's going to be SUP are into the grand final, and they will be facing the winner of this next match. It is going to be Have Ball want Boost, other way around, and they're going to be taking on Enormity Elite. And Murphy, we talked about this game earlier. These guys have played already in the group stage of this tournament. How'd that one work out for them?
Yeah, so that one actually worked out in favour of Enormity Elite. They managed to actually take the win over Have Ball Want Boost. I'm just going to start calling them Ball Boost from now on, just to save myself a few syllables there. But Enormity took the victory over Ball Boost. And as we get straight into this game, actually, it's going to be interesting now. Is Revenge going to be on the cards, or are we going to be seeing Enormity taking the second time these teams have met in this tournament?
We'll see what happens, but it looks like Enormity Elite straight on the attack, a la SUP, as we saw in the previous game, and obviously during the group stage it was a best of threes that these guys were playing, like you said, 2-0 in favour of Enormity on the orange side of things, but everything's a little bit hyped up, everyone's a little bit more on edge in this best of 5 situation. It looks like Gucci Dane looking to get one off the backboard. It's good to see some play in the orange half of the field for once.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It feels like it's been a long time since we've seen that. If our first series is anything to go by. So it already looks a little bit more even than we're expecting, as we see Pale Rider there putting a shot on Gucci Dane, just able to get that ball away from his own net. It's almost destined to be like snuggled into the back of the net there.
It seems a little bit more back and forth, this one, compared to the previous series that we saw here, Murphy. Everyone getting their own shot and just try to feel each other out in this game number 1. CMYK looking to power through in the midfield, but Omni Science looking to take this one off the right-hand wall. He's got plenty of boost to do it. Can't get it past CMYK. But it will pop up for Shay to go off the backboard. Can't find the angle to get it underneath the crossbar. Chances going here and there for Enormity Elite, and still nothing really for Ball Boost as they try and move things downfield. And starting to see a similar story as we did with SUP and Fake Weebs in the last game, but this time Enormity Elite, this time they keep it deep in blue territory. What a double touch there from Pally Rider, straight off the defender and straight into the goal.
Yeah, Pale Rider there just manages to get the turn, puts it through under one defender, and as good as the save is on the first shot, he's there for the follow-up. He's already read it. Pale Rider now, the first horseman of the apocalypse. It may be for Ball Boost, as he puts the first goal in the back of the net in our first, or second series of the day, I should say.
Game number 1 here in this second series. It seems like Ball Boost now trying to get something off a kickoff here, and now they will start to hold the middle of the field. Platy was trying to push it down, but the rest of his team were retreating back, trying to get Boost. One big miss from the defense will open up the opportunity for Shay to come in on this one. It will just fall to Omni Science in the left-hand corner, and now Shay will pick this up, or excuse me, Sha indeed, trying to go over the defense, and Enormity Elite just try to power this one through, not really try to work it around the defense. They want to go for these powerful plays, just take the man on and win that 50-50 challenge in the middle of the net.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like a little bit of miscommunication at the back coming out from Ball Boost at stages there. It feels like they really want to double commit on some of these balls, and they're just about holding back. So you see 2 players already out of the play there. Gucci's actually able to just make a touch and disrupt, gives his team time to get back.
Here comes CYMK looking to defend on the backboard, but Sha will put that in for Pally Rider. Still no real sense of teamwork here from Enormity Elite. They are trying to power it down in the blue half, and they just seem to miss each other on these passing plays a little bit. Like we saw with, what we saw with SUP in the last series was clinical passing plays, finding each other with purpose. Now it's just Enormity Elite trying to at least find each other, but maybe not with the most powerful of touches here and there. But now Gucci's saying with a big long clear, no one will be following on this one. It'll be up to Enormity Elite to just corral this and set up for another attack from the midfield.
And it's only that 1-goal lead. This game's still quite able to go either way if Ball Boost are able to put one on the board. Then again, we're just seeing Enormity Elite just crushing any sense of resistance coming out from the Ball Boost side when they get into the midfield. Pale Rider there.
No Shah. Looking for Pally in the middle, but they go together and it'll have to be Omnisigns picking this one up. And like we saw with Fake Weebs, Ball Boost not really getting too many chances, but that's a wide open net. Can Platty send it down off the crossbar? No, he can't. Everyone from Enormity Elite scrambling back for that one, and it's still only a 1-goal lead for Enormity Elite, but they're at least not letting Ball Boost out of their own half. They're slowing everything down there. Then with 30 seconds to go, Omnisigns takes a shot. Gucci able to step in front of it. It's an open net. Can Platty get there in time? No, he can't. Pally Rider able to rotate back. Great stuff from Enormity Elite as they try to cling on to the 1-goal lead with 15 seconds to go.
Yeah, and it looks like there's promising stuff at times from Ball Boost, but it feels like it's more of an overcommitment from Enormity Elite when you actually boil it down here. Ball Boost now 5 seconds on the clock. If they can put a ball forward, maybe, but it's not looking likely. Enormity is still there, still crushing that power. As we see CMKY put it up, Platty won't be able to get there in time, and we're going to see Enormity Elite taking our first game in this second best of 5.
And it looks shaky at times for me, Murphy, and obviously for Ball Boost, not really able to send too many balls into the blue half, into the orange half, indeed. It just seemed like Enormity Elite were trying to play like Sup, but they weren't executing it to the best of the ability, or at least to the best of the ability that we saw Sup play with. They were doing it pitch perfect, but Enormity Elite, there was some questions here and there whether they could pull off these passing plays, but at least got that first step down of holding Ball Boost back in their own half.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely felt a little bit reminiscent of what Sup were doing. Maybe the passing plays weren't as crisp, but at the end of the day, this is only the first game in what could be a potential 5-game series, right? So these teams maybe just readjusting to each other. We know they've already played each other already, but readjusting to each other, maybe getting a little bit warmer again. So it'll be more telling, I think, in the second game, the early stages of this second game, exactly where this series could be going. Interesting note, actually, we haven't had anything but 3-0s in the playoff bracket so far. So if we see Ball Boost able to take a game back, it'll be the first time in a playoff bracket that we've seen a team actually take a game, or we've seen each team take a game, I should say.
Yeah, and just looking through the results of the round robin that we had to play into this final bracket, there was only a couple of series, I believe only 2 series, throughout the entirety of the round robin. In round 1, Weird Cheeks and Blackout Esports had a 3-game series. That wasn't a sweep, though, and the other only non-sweep in the round robin early on was actually Ball Boost. They beat out Big Boost Cars, which is a fantastic team name. So those are only non-sweeps today. So looking into this final bracket, like you said, a 3-0 sweep in all the first round games here. And of course, we saw the 3-0 sweep against Fake Weebs for Sup. So I'm expecting this one to be a lot closer. I think I think we're just getting the lobby reset here. As Enormity Elite have shown, they want to be that full force. They want to push as far as they can. But we've seen a couple of times there, they've left the net wide open. So can Ball Boost take advantage of that if they can play a little bit quicker?
Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, I'm sure Enormity Elite are aware of those holes that they've been leaving at the back, right? So maybe they're going to come around and refine that rotation and close up any gaps. What I think we're going to be seeing from both teams is maybe a little bit of innovation needed on their offenses, more so than just relying on the opposition to make a mistake, right? Because I know that's a little bit of what Enormity were doing. They were just poking and prodding out Ball Boost, and eventually it did pay off, and it paid off for them very well, just by starving them almost and just allowing them to make these mistakes at the back. But both these teams now, especially with a little bit of an extended break, so they'll be chatting, we'll be talking about just what mistakes they were making, how they can patch them up, and how they can find ways through what the opposition's doing. So I might see a little bit of an evolution here in the second game to see how these teams play each other. I certainly hope so anyway, because like we were saying, Enormity Elite had some good holes at the back that they needed to patch, and Ball Boost maybe a little bit on the defense were double committing a little bit where they didn't need to, being in positions where they were almost wasted, just wasting a man on the field, just trying to back up a teammate who's really going for something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And I think if Ball Boost, like I said, they've seen where the gaps in the offensive Enormity Elite have been. They've seen the rotations that they're doing through the midfield, and like I said, just sometimes that one ball just pinging to the other end of the field can put Enormity Elite in so much trouble. And we saw Fake Weaves try to do that against Sup, but they were rotating very well, whereas Enormity Elite have just been caught by that sometimes and just not been ready for that counter attack and trying to get back as fast as they possibly can. So that's something that might trip them up here in the rest of the series, not just in this game too, but for up until potential game 5. And I really expect this to go the distance right now. I know we talked about everything, all but 2 games today have been sweeps. I think this has the most potential to at least go to game 5.
Okay, well, I'm going to hold you to that when we end up with a 3-0 or a
I'm going to look at full now.
Yeah, absolutely. Enormity Elite are going to come out now and absolutely ruin the next 2 games.
Oh, they're going to get a Brazil
game,
now, aren't they?
Oh, you never know.
Oh, boy. We'll see, but ball boost. Try to prove the doubters wrong and get pressure off the kickoff here. 10 seconds in, and it is ball boost with all the pressure here. Here comes Gucci's Dane. Lovely play off the crossbar and down, and they get their first point here in this series.
Yeah, Platypus comes up there and puts it off the backboard into the middle, and it's enough for Gucci Dane to just get up there. No Enormity Elite players contesting, just one stranded in the goal net. That's a lot more confident. They've managed to get a goal in the first 16 seconds, something they couldn't do in the last 5 minutes. So that's definitely going to be giving them a bit of confidence going forward here. So we see Gucci up again.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from the guys off the kickoff, but this one might go trickling into the blue net. CMYK able to put himself in front of it just in time, and Enormity Elite now trying to, as we saw before with the pressure that they've been able to put onto this blue side, try to work that again on these sides, looking for Pale Rider as that's just goes into the right hand corner. Shat able to pick this up. Plenty of boost though. We've seen Shat with a lot of boost recently and able to scoop balls up like that and make some pressure happen, but nothing to fall into the net. And as the first minute of this game ticks down, oh boy, that's a wide open net. Can Pale Rider send it in? He can, right under the crossbar, and ties things up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just noticing them beforehand as well, just the way that they were Enormity Elite turned that defense into offensive there. Looked really crisp. It's not something we've seen come out of ball boost too much just yet. So Enormity Elite showing a little bit of depth maybe in their toolkit. It's definitely going to be needed.
We'll see how ball boost can answer back to that. This Enormity Elite just straight off a kickoff again, looking to really just waste time off the clock here. They like doing this, just not even putting anything on net, just holding this ball deep in the blue half of the field and hoping that ball boost run out of boost themselves and can boost starve them here in their own half. But now Platypus able to, oh, he tried to get out of their own half, but Omniscience looking for the dunk, and he gets it 2-1 to Enormity Elite.
You said it just there, starved a boost, right? We saw Platy then, he had nothing in the tank to contest with Omniscience. He's just able to just take it, or Omniscience I should say, he just takes it over the top of him, open net, no one's back. Now Enormity Elite are going to be in the commanding position, which they've already been comfortable with after that first game performance.
Certainly have been. Here comes a shot from Omniscience, looking to make it 3, but Platy able to put himself in the middle of it, but it's big double commit there from Platy and CMYK. But this ball's hovering on the goal line for the orange side. Gucci able to put it in. Platy will get it off the goal line. A scramble play at the back of the line, and Enormity Elite fall 2-2.
Are we watching a $500 tournament or rookie bots? Because that could have been either. That's a little bit slowest paced goal I've seen in a while, I'll be honest. But you know what? They'll take it, I'm sure. Ball boost. They just tie it up again here with 3 minutes on the clock. This is a lot better coming out from them, and they've been a lot more forward going, not being afraid to be a little bit more offensive than they have been in the past.
Yeah, certainly so. And I think Ball Boost have realised that Enormity Elite, they like to play this high line, and if they can get that one challenge in the middle of the field and win that, and take the ball into the orange half and try and play from there, that's where Enormity Elite are so vulnerable. It's going to be on their back line, but as we tick past halfway done through this game number 2, we're still tied at 2. all the twos here in game number 2, but Omni Signs looking to make it
Oh,
3
no.
for his team. Squeezes it in, top left corner. Beautifully played.
Yeah, he was helped a little bit there by the ball boost defense. I just want to see who that was. CMKY comes up and he actually manages to get the touch to secure the goal for the opposition there. Very unfortunate touch. Won't want to be beating himself up too much about that though, because they really got 2 in the net. There's nothing to say they can't get a couple more.
Yeah, and the defense, obviously CMYK looking to get that last-ditch effort onto the ball coming his way, but like you said, a bit of an unfortunate situation, unfortunate angle, but that's not unfortunate for Pale Rider. Right time, right place, and puts his team up by 2.
Yep, there we go. Gucci's just unable to do anything about it, and CMYK is just not in a good position to deal with it either, as it comes off the back there and just rolls into the middle almost. But Enormity Elite, they're more than happy to scoop that up and just double their lead now. Maybe getting a little bit out of touching distance as we see Pladdy go forward. Ranked Hoops man not able to do much with that one this time though. Sharp goes forward. He's... Oh dear.
Whoa! Oh, again. The scramble play on defense this time works out in the favour of Ball Boost. Didn't work out for Enormity Elite when they were trying to scoop one off their goal line earlier on in this game number 2, but still, it's Ball Boost with the disadvantage, 2 goals down, and only a minute and a half to try and get something in to at least bring it closer to an overtime. Here comes Shat up onto the backboard. That's a
Lovely
great
touch.
dunk down. Beautiful shot off the bottom of his car and able to guide it home for a 3-goal lead.
5-2 doesn't really feel like it's been the storyline of this game, if I'm honest. But you know what? In the last 30 seconds, 40 seconds, we've really seen Enormity Elite open that divide. They've just come out of the class of their own. Another brilliant passing play there, and a brilliant touch to finish it all off as well. It's not looking too good for Ball Boost now. They're going to be up against it if they lose this game. So they'll need all 3 remaining games in order to progress.
Oh, CMYK right off the kickoff brings it within 2, and we talked about this earlier, Murphy, how one long clear from Ball Boost can set them up for greatness, and Enormity Elite just not prepared for that big long push from CMYK, and is able to bring it back within 2 and give Ball Boost a chance within coming up for 60 seconds left in this clock.
And for as strong as their offense is, their defense has been lacking in places from Enormity Elite. I know you spoke about it a little while ago, about sort of the NA playstyle. It's definitely rearing its head in this particular series from both sides, but Enormity Elite definitely showing that it affects them too.
Oh.
Charlotte lucky to get the touch.
Yeah, it was a big double commit as well, and just leaves it wide open for the Enormity side to push forward, but well, that's going to be wide open. In fact, only Science able to get in front of it in the nick of time. 70-something boost as he came across the face of the net, but you can see Ball Boost trying to get something going in the orange half of the field, but Pale Rider able to cut that off short as this one came out from Gucci Dane and no one was back to defend.
I'm not entirely sure because I can't see the entire half there, but it looked like there was not a single blue player in the blue half there.
I think you're right.
Which, that's critical failure right there. You can't be doing that at all. That's not just rotational problems, that's entire workflow problems, as we see CMYK actually able to get it out, but Pladdy's shard just about takes it away from Pladdy and denies him that 4th goal. So we move into the final 20 seconds now.
Yeah, and I mean, when you're we're 2 goals down, now 3, and now 4 in fact, you have to be a little bit aggressive, and that's really what that 6 goals stem from for Enormity Elite. Just an over-aggressive team trying desperately to claw themselves back in this game within 30 seconds, but now it's run away with them. 14 seconds to go and 4 goals to get to at least force overtime. I don't think we're going to see it here, Murphy. Looks like Enormity Elite are going to put themselves onto match point as another one trickles in from Pale Rider. 8-3. Man alive. It was close in the first game. It was certainly not close here in game 2.
Yeah, it's sort of like a double story, right? Like, scoring this many goals in quick succession from the Enormity side is pretty impressive, but I definitely don't really feel like, honestly, that the 8-3 scoreline is really telling the whole picture here. We saw Ball Boost with some promising stuff in the early stages of play. They actually took the lead, they scored the first goal. But just that over-aggression, like you were talking about, has been their undoing, as we're going to see Enormity Elite now taking the 2nd game in our best of 5. If Ball Boost want to secure that $150, they are now going to have to take all 3 remaining games.
again, I think I just spied on the stats there. Only 5 shots or so for Halfball Want Boost, and I think only 9 for one. I didn't quite catch who it was before we transitioned off there, but it was 9 shots for one particular player on the Enormity Elite side, and that just shows you how aggression. Who was that? Sorry,
Pale Rider.
L Rider, or Pale Rider, excuse me. It just goes to show you how aggression has been working for this Enormity Elite side, and when Ball Boost have been getting the aggression for themselves, when they have been pushing up, it's been maybe one shot and then rotate out, and they've not been keeping the. I always talk about how sustained pressure is so key when it comes to good offensive Rocket League, and if you're not getting sustained chances, you're not putting pressure onto your opponent's net, you're not going to be scoring a lot, and that just goes to show you how Enormous Elite, obviously the more chances you get, the more likely you're going to get to score, and they just ran away and ran rampant on the blue defense in that one.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate as well, because I was mentioning it a little bit then, like, if you called that game at halftime, it would have been a much closer affair, right? But in that second half, they just, like you're talking about, not able to sustain the pressure, being too aggressive, and those two things together, you're going to be too far committed forward. Like we're talking about, one goal there they conceded when no players were back at all in the final third, at least, maybe in the halfway line. So when you're combining all these factors together, it's not looking too good for Ball Boost here. And they need to sort of summon that spirit that they had in the first half and maybe make it last a little bit longer this time, as we see CMYK, I should say.
You're getting all the right letters, not necessarily in the right order there.
I wanted to say YMCA at one point there. I was going all over the place. As we see Play almost with a touch.
Well, maybe the Have Ball Want Boost crew will be singing and they'll be feeling like young men again, but this time Shal able to shut this thing down 25 seconds in, and they take a lead, picking up right where they left off from game number 2.
Yep, well, it'll be fun to stay at the third place match later if they continue this way.
There's no need to feel down, Ball Boost.
Okay, I'm stopping.
How many more YMCA references
I'm
could we
done.
get in? We'll try and I'll work some in. We'll see if we can get it.
Oh dear.
But oh dear, what is this descended into, Murphy? I don't know what's happening anymore. But Enormity Elite, they know exactly what they're doing. No, I was going to try another one. No, I'm not even going to
leave it, dude. Leave it. Let's commentate the game.
I was just going to commentate. Let's just call what we see now. Shah tries to get one back into the middle. Pale Rider and Omni Science were there, but just scrambling about a little bit. This time Ball Boost able to work things back into the orange half for the moment. You can see Platy and Gucci Dane, you've been talking about their positioning and how out of position they do seem, and again, just 2 players upfield. The 2 players who were most back for Ball Boost were halfway out of net, and it lets Enormity Elite push back down for that 2-goal lead.
Just 3 players all in the box, none of them really attacking the ball, almost waiting for it to come to them. They almost managed to get the clearance, but I'm sure that just would have been picked up by another orange player anyway, because the way Enormity have been playing is constantly rotating in and out, refreshing their boost. It's just been absolute fields away from how Ball Boost have been wanting to play. And I mean, they don't have the ball and they don't have boost, so they're not really living up to their name either.
Certainly not. I mean, it's all boost they're lacking as well. It's want ball, want boost at this moment in time for guys on the blue half of the field, as CMYK. He's trying to push things back out, and Platy will try and relieve some pressure for the moment. Into the corner will go. Shah trying to waste some time here in the corner, but there was Gucci Dane with a shot on towards net. That's really the first solid attempt I've really seen from these guys, and maybe at least in this game, and really since halfway through game number 2, it's not really been working out too well for Have Ball Want Boost recently, as Shah gets it into the middle, and Omni Science, brilliant positioning from him, powers through 2 guys on defense here, and Shah able to squeeze it under the crossbar for 3-0.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just think about the way Ball Boost have just been positioned there, right? 2 players on the backboard, but not just 2 players on the backboard, 2 players in the same place on the backboard. So there's no one above the goal to clear it there either. And that's where you just leave the hole open for Enormity to just double commit to ensure that they get that goal and just brute force it through. Like you were saying, from pass to finish,
Ooh.
Brute force. Oh.
Oh no, that's no, don't tell me that's bouncing in. Oh my goodness. As it ricochets off everyone in defense for the blue side. Could have easily been 4-0 for Enormity Elite, but they compose themselves and at least bring this one down here. Here comes CMYK to try and squeeze something under the crossbar, but will not be able to find the angle. Platy able to follow this one up. Not a lot of boost. Will smack it off the post, and here comes CMYK once again. Gucci Dane, oh, he tried to go for the cherry pick redirect, but instead puts it back into his own half, and OmniScience able to capitalize on the mistake from Gucci Dane.
Yeah, the 2-minute warning now for Havball want boost. They need a small miracle here if they want to keep their name in contention in this $500 cup.
Might all seem lost at this moment in time, but anything can happen in Rocket League, especially in these last 2 minutes. But Pale Rider looking to squash those chances straight off the kickoff. Only takes 6 seconds off the clock. And CMYK, you need to get yourself clean and have a good meal, my son, because your defense is shocking right now.
You had to, didn't you?
I had to. I've been waiting for that one.
Yeah, but anyway, I think we're seeing a little bit of a repeat as what we saw in the first series, right? Just sort of implosion of the team, unable to really compose themselves. This third game's looking like a runaway. It looks like we're going to have another 3-0 Crafters. What do you think about that, huh?
Oh boy. Oh boy. All I'll say is I hope the final's a little bit closer than this. They get, well, to be honest, like, it's gonna, well, it looks like at the moment in time, unless a miracle can happen for Havball want boost, it's going to be Enormity Elite versus Sub. And two playstyles that are very similar of trying to aggress forward and choke your opponent back in their own half. It's going to be a battle of wills at the end. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's actually Platy took out Pale Rider to try and make the save, but smoke screens himself, and it's 6-0 already. But just looking forward to this grand final. It's going to come down to who can pull it off cleaner and this playstyle off cleaner. And for me, it's still going to be Sup, but obviously we'll still have to wait and see as no one goes for kickoff here. Platy able to just trim this one down into the orange half, and I think maybe Shah is Shah's not moving. Shah, I don't think maybe he's disconnected, or
I really hope it is a disconnect. I hope he isn't treating his opponents like that, because that'd be really not the way to be playing if it is. I am hoping that is just a controller issue or a disconnect, because otherwise, well, that's not really sportsmanlike.
Maybe they're just setting up for the Brazil. Oh, are we going to see 2 Brazils in a row?
It's quite possible. Shah's still not moving here. So this is,
oh boy,
for all intents and purposes, 2 versus 3 with an extra car on the field.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to play 2 versus 3, you might as well have Shah back into goal, but oh well, that's the way things are happening right now, and Colin, as we see him, is Havball want boost still. Again, even with this man advantage, they still cannot break out of their own half. I know it's only 30 seconds left and they're 5 goals down, and it's all hope might have been lost, but they do at least get one back here. Gucci Dane firing from the left-hand side of midfield, and at least saves them from embarrassing themselves in the Brazil.
Alright, so if they can get a goal every 6 seconds, we're going to overtime. That's the line of logic I'm using here, Crafters.
Okay.
It's not even until it's over, okay?
We've put our calculators away. We're just gonna see how the history books write themselves. Back in school already. 15 seconds now. Enormity Elite don't even need to score there. Just bounce it off the crossbar and let this clock trickle down to 000s. And Enormity Elite, after what seemed like it was going to be a close series at the start, after a 1-0 victory, they sweep Havball want boost in this 3-game sweep, and they will move on to the grand final and guarantee themselves at the minimum $150.
Yeah, very deserved victory there coming out from the Enormity Elite side. Now that lines us up very well here for our finals, where we're going to be seeing Sup taking on Enormity Elite. Neither of these two teams have met each other before, in this tournament at least, so it's going to be very interesting to see exactly how this final develops. That being said though, Ball Boost, they definitely have a chance here to still walk away with some cash, as they're going to be taking on Fake Weebs in that 3rd place match that we've already mentioned. It's going to be really interesting just to see how both these matches develop, especially considering the one-sided nature. I don't think we really got a good picture of any of the 4 teams. All we knew that the 2 teams that were playing both times of different calibers, right? So it's going to be interesting now seeing how this grand final develops. Are we going to have a closer game, or is it going to be another 3-0?
In my opinion, I think this is going to be a much closer grand final, but of course we're going to get to that. It's going to be, like we said, SUP versus Enormity Elite in our grand final. Winner will take home $300. We'll double their prize money. Both teams guaranteed at minimum $150 right now. Could they double that to $300? We will see. But of course, this isn't the only tournament that we run here at Nerd Street Gamers. We got a whole bunch of tournaments that we run all the time. They provide tournaments for Call of Duty, Smash, Valorant, Rocket League, and even more. Learn more over at nerdstreetgamers.com. That's nerdstreetgamers.com for more information about our tournaments. So don't go anywhere, everybody. We'll be right back after this with our grand final.
Hey Mike, you ever feel like we're missing something? Come on, Ike. We have kebabs. We have a fan. Oh. And we have music. What could we possibly be missing, Ike? Yeah, I guess you're right. Wow, that sounds like a big one, Ike. That's it. That's what we needed. We needed more Mike and Ikes. It's been so long. I forgot about our legacy, Ike. I just wish there was a way to get more. But it's the last box. The last box on this deserted island. Wait, if E equals MC squared, and Mike and Ikes are made out of fruit, and fruit grows on trees, then based on the principle of candy versus the square root of the circumference of the earth, then... Huh. I can't believe that worked! I guess they are fruit flavored. Oh, good one, Mike! Yes!
Oh, baby. Contrast stitching. Curves that'll hug your body. Adjustable arms. Custom embroidery. Memory foam pillows. Changeable color inserts. Lay flat, recline. Removable logos. Soft, durable material. Yeah. Like what you see, baby? Zip chair.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 245th birthday of the US Army Rocket League Tournament, here powered by Nerd Street Gamers and presented by Mike and Ike. My name's Craftman, joined by Esports Murphy over there, and we are ready for our grand final today. We've just seen two fantastic semi-finals. Both the teams here are guaranteed $150, but they're looking to double that to $300. It is going to be SUP versus Enormity Elite in our grand final today. And Murphy, we talked about it just before the break there, about how these two teams have very similar play styles and they want to dominate from the outset. For you, who do you think is going to pull that strategy off in a better way here in this grand final?
Oh, it could be a close one because ultimately we're only going to know once we actually see the two teams on the field against each other. But I'm leaning towards SUP here, just for the way that they were playing against Fake Weebs. We saw some absolutely phenomenal passing plays coming out, and they certainly didn't have the issues at the back that I think Enormity Elite can have in certain instances.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I'd be leaning more towards SUP. However, you know, this first game is going to be very telling, I think, as to what level these two teams are going to be on against each other.
Yeah, well, grand final time, everyone's heightened, all the emotions carrying into this one, looking to double your money now to $300 each, like you said earlier, walking away with $100 each. Not a bad thing for a quick afternoon of Rocket League here at Nerd Street Gamers. We just had information, we're not going to be showing the third place match on stream, which is going to be Fake Weebs versus Have Ball Won't Boost, but we'll let you know the score of that if we can before the end of the broadcast. But let's just move into predictions then, Murphy. I know you said you're leaning towards SUP. Are you going to lock that in? And how many games you think we'll see here?
I'm going to lock it in for SUP. In terms of games, I'm hoping it's a 3-1 or a 3-2. We've seen 3-0s the entire playoff bracket. All I want is for both teams to take at least a game.
I'll agree with you there. I think SUP are going to pull this one off. Like we said, their passing plays are just so clinical, and they've got that locked in so deep that they can really make teams struggle in the back line. Like you said, Enormity Elite, they did struggle with their backfield play, so maybe that's something SUP can exploit straight off the kickoff. So I'm going to go with SUP. I'm going to go with 3-1 because I think Enormity Elite, both teams having a similar playstyle, if they want to choke their opponents back in their own half, I think they'll be fighting fire with fire, and we've seen how that can work out. It can be a goal frenzy or an absolute stalemate in the middle, and I think Enormity Elite will walk away with one of those wins throughout this best of 5. But I think at the end of the day, you've got to give it to the team who have had the better run, the better performance in the semi-final that we saw them in earlier against Fake Weebs. And I think if unless Enormity Elite can pull something out the bag and shut these passing plays down before they even happen for the side of SUP are just going to cakewalk this. Maybe lose a game, but I think they're going to cakewalk it.
Yeah, it's actually kind of an interesting note as well, right? Enormity have only played one team outside their group, and that was Uptime Boys, who they also demolished 3-0. Before that, they've only played Have Ball Won't Boost and the other two teams in their group. That's it. They've only played across 4 matches, 3 opponents. Whereas we've seen SUP, on the other hand, they've played 2 teams that weren't in their group, as well as the 3 teams that were. So I think as a general sample of the bracket, they're definitely the more compelling case, just looking at the numbers that they've been putting up, right? When we actually come down to the play, like you were saying, it's 2 teams that I feel like sort of have a similar play style, right? They want to be starving the defense out with that boost, just slowly suffocating them into their own box and eventually putting that goal away. Whether we see either team being able to successfully do that remains to be seen. But it's definitely going to be a crucial part of what both teams are going to be doing if they're going to continue in the same vein that we saw them in the semi-finals.
Definitely so. And you talked about how Enormity Elite have really only just played their group with the exception of Uptime Boys. And I was like, when you said Uptime Boys, I was really tempted to make a Billy Joel reference. We're really down with the music the old music references.
You're really down with the music reference. I'm here for Rocket League, okay?
I mean,
just saying.
That's my kind of music, is like, old 70s, 80s music. So Uptown Boys, that's all you're getting before we get copyright strike.
Thank God, that's all I want, really, if I'm honest.
That's all you can take. It's all you can take at this moment in time. But yeah, just looking at the bracket and how everything's played out, obviously it's been Sweep City today, and let's not make anything around that. It's been pretty much dominant performances across the board. But I know we said in our predictions, I think it's going to be 3-1, and you said it's going to be at least one game, maybe two in favor of Enormity Elite. I really, really hope that don't let one in for Enormity Elite, but the Enormity Elite are able to overpower SUP. Maybe in this first game, I think, especially in this first game, where it's obviously two teams that haven't played each other before today, or throughout the course of today, I should say. It might take a bit of a feeling out process, and Enormity Elite could sneak one in the first game.
Yeah, absolutely. That first game is always a wild card, right? Because like we were saying, teams, this is an extended break now, so both teams will be a little bit colder. They're also going to be unfamiliar with each other. So this first 5 minutes here is really going to paint a good picture for us as we progress through the rest of the series.
Well, let's not wait any longer, Murphy, everyone in chat. It's time for our grand final as SUP take on Enormity Elite. The chance to walk away with $300 at the end of today, and on these signs for Enormity Elite gets the first one on the board in the grand final 14 seconds in.
Absolutely, as we see the ball just drop down there, the blue team not able to mount a proper defense. Enormity Elite, the goal just gaping there, and they're more than happy to oblige taking that first goal in the series. It's only taken them 14 seconds in this first game. It'll be interesting to see now if SUP are going to be able to turn this around quickly, or they're just going to fall to the fates of their previous opponents.
Could well do as we tick into the first pass for as we tick past the first 30 seconds of this game at number one. That's a difficult sentence to say, but Pale Rider looking to pick up where he left off in the last series, and we really saw Pale Rider be one of the striking forces. I think in game number 2 he walked away with 9 shots, completely outshot the entirety of Have Boost, or excuse me, Have Ball Won't Boost in the last series. So we know how well Enormity Elite can be striking onto net. Here comes FTM. We saw everyone really from SUP in their semi-final game. They can work that backboard to perfection. If Enormity Elite aren't defending that, they're leaving it very open to SUP. But that's a little bit of an own goal there, as I believe FTM was bringing this back across the face of the net, which just strikes it into Pale Rider, who was there. And, actually, I thought he was stood still. But Pale Rider, right place, right time, gets 2 on the board for Enormity Elite.
Yeah, it's just whether his positioning is there. It's a little bit off. It's not in the best position to deal with that. And the only thing he can do there is make the touch, right? So he needs to put that ball somewhere other than where it's going. At minimum, he's going to be throwing your position off. But obviously, it doesn't come through that time. It just leads it directly into the opposition's path. It's a 2-goal lead here now. This is very interesting stuff, because we've not actually seen SUP on the back foot too much, especially in their first performance.
Yeah, I think in our semi-final game that we saw them in, they might have only been down by only 1 goal at a time. I don't think we've seen them down by 2 or more, but they might even just pull it back within 1. They will. What a strike from FTM. Taking it off his top corner, or off the top of the ceiling, off his own backboard. What a strike this is from way coast to coast.
I'm not sure how much he knew about it, but I'm sure he'll be more than happy to take it there as SUP finally put one on the board. 1 goal in it now, coming up to the 3-minute mark. And this could be a game we have in our hands now as we see Expert Damo Shan almost put the ball into the back of the net as FTM goes up.
Oh. And like I said earlier, we know how dangerous all 3 members of SUP can be off that backboard. Expert's really been the striking force on the backboard, but we've seen FTM and Kaz do the same. FTM try and make the same thing happen. Kaz with the follow-up will just go straight into the post and off the defenders. And Enormity Elite hold on to their lead for the moment. And they're trying to transition this one back downfield, but we know how well SUP can rotate, and they're right back on this ball.
Absolutely. And FTM now, we didn't really see too much from him at the semi-final, but he's definitely been the one to watch in the early stages of this series for SUP. He's sort of dragging his team by the scruff of the neck, it feels like, up the field sometimes. So you see him once again pushing the ball up. Kaz knocks it down. Double commit there, but it's fine. The orange team will be able to get the clearance. As FTM, again, tries to put that ball in. It won't lead to anything this time.
Only Signs trying to get it out of his own half, but just met by Kaz. Shot with a doink, looking to the backboard play, and he gets it out for Pale Rider. Beautiful setup by Shah, and then Pale Rider able to send it home, gets the 2-goal lead back.
Oh, that's not a real doink. Come on, let's be
It's
honest.
not, yeah, it was in doink possession, but he flipped, so it's not a doink.
Yeah, I think he needed to get a little bit of elevation to get his bonnet on it. But, you know, it leads to the goal anyway, so I'm sure Enormity will be happy with it. Brilliant little team play. This is kind of the surprising thing, right? Because coming into this, I thought Sup were going to be the more dominating team in terms of the passing plays that they were able to forge in their semi-final. But it seems like Enormity Elite have sort of woken up to the opposition they're facing here a little bit more. Because they're the ones who are initially starting off with a lot stronger of a passing performance.
Sha trying to power that one through and gets blocked out by FTM, but the rest of Sup able to corral that for themselves. That's wide open. That's a big mistake by the defense of Enormity Elite. Omnisit gets himself in front of it, but it's too little too late, and FTM takes advantage of this mistake.
Yeah, and FTM, once again, it's a mistake, admittedly, but he is there to just poke that one home, right, which is all what his team needs him to do. He really seems to be the player that's coming alive for his team in this first game, and he really needs support from the rest of his team now, from Expert and Kaz to wake up and forge together some passing plays that maybe they're able to level this one off with. But FTM, I'm not sure if that was a dummy or just a miss, but it's going to lead to some pressure on his side of the field.
Either way, it is still Enormity Elite with that 1-goal lead. Minute left now, but Sup really starting to retaliate now, and they're just going to get destroyed. Demos coming left, right, and center on both sides of the field, but it's going to work out in the favor of Enormity Elite as they get into the middle. Sha was coming over the top, but Omniscience takes it away from them. Miscommunication there could have cost Enormity Elite a goal, and it's right back in their half, and we know how well Sup can work when they get possession in their opponent's half. Here comes FTM over the top. Omniscience looking to get him away. He will not make a touch, but Sha able to put himself in front of that shot in the middle of the net. 25 seconds now, and Expert looking for Kaz. Kaz backflips, and Sha's going to be able to take this to the corner. All Enormity Elite need to do is just drain this clock for the next 15 seconds, and they'll walk away with the Game 1 victory. But Sup are not going to let them go quietly. Off the backboard it goes. Pale Rider with the big clear onto an empty net. That will go. That'll do it. Game 1, Enormity Elite.
Yeah, that was actually really awesome stuff to be watching there, just in the last 30 seconds of the game. Nail-biting almost. As we see Enormity Elite, though, able to just poke that one over the defense, and the overcommitment from Sup, which, to be fair, they needed to do. They needed that goal. But the overcommitment just leads to that gap being widened, and they're not going to be able to do anything about this now. As we're going to be seeing Enormity Elite taking this first game in our grand final.
And I believe that is the first game that Sup have dropped today, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Enormity Elite 4-2 over Sup here in the first game of the grand final. And just that pressure at the end, we saw how well Sup had been able to control their opponents and the amount of pressure that they were putting on towards the end there. But that we've seen it before, that just one little mistake can really cost your team, and that's what let them down at the end there. Just a big miss, and Enormity Elite able to pounce on it and get that counter-attack.
Yeah, but I definitely think that we could see either team coming out of the gate in the second game as well, right? I'm not sure about yourself, but I felt like we were watching a game that was very, very close compared to the other two that we've watched. And obviously when you look at the scorelines, that's obvious. But just even the way that both teams were playing is a bit more back and forth than what we've seen from any of the 4 teams so far.
Certainly high-quality Rocket League here in the grand final, and Pale Rider looking to score and make a splash here in game number 2 within the first 10 seconds, but will go right back into his own half. Pale Rider, what an exciting start here to game 2. Shots either end of the field and saves made by both teams, but everyone's scrambling here. Omniscience can't get it past the defense. FTM will get it off the save and trickles back into the orange half of the field. A fast and furious start here to game number 2.
Yeah, it's not often that you manage to get 2 cross-field goals from your own defensive line, but FTM within 2 games has already done that. As he's going to be putting his team ahead, I believe, for the first time in the series as well. It'll be interesting now to see how both teams adjust to this shift in power, if you like.
Kaz now looking for FTM. Kaz has been so crucial in the setup for so many of the Sup goals. FTM just a little bit wayward there. I don't think he had that much boost, but Kaz looking to go off the backboard, and beautifully played by the Enormity Elite defense. Saw that Kaz was coming over the top, had to take it out of his path.
Oh, what a touch that is. Oh, what a touch that is from Expert there, as he just manages to get it onto the crossbar and just forces out a little bit of a commitment there from the Orange defense, which leads the way clear for FTM to poke at home. FTM definitely being the man that's always in the right place at the right time here. Stop with a 2-0 lead. Maybe this is going to be more reminiscent of what we've seen come out of them already. Could be looking at our first game in the playoffs where both teams have managed to take a game.
Could well do. It's what we want from a grand final, is a close affair. You said it. I predicted Enormity Elite would take the first game. We'll see how SUP are able to respond to this. Obviously now with the two-goal lead here within the first minute and a half or so, even within the first minute of this gameplay here in Game 2. But for Enormity Elite, we want to see them move downfield a little bit more, and we've seen SUP how well they can pressure this orange net and not let Enormity break into their half. But this time around, it does seem that is going to be... Enormity Elite are really struggling to try and find something through in the midline. They do get a shot there. Omniscience just shoots wide, but at least it brings this ball down into the blue half and they can start to make something work, but with no boost to their name, just completely taking out the equation. Expert over the top. FTM shoots on an open net and hits it into the post. Expert, the pass into Kaz, will go high. FTM with the follow-up. Kaz, beautiful off the backboard. The sustained pressure, the 1-2-3 passing plays. SUP pulling it off to perfection.
It felt more like the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6. So many passes there, and it leads ultimately to a third goal for the SUP side. Like you're saying, the sustained pressure, just their ability to get up in the air, up on the backboard, just keeping it out of reach of Enormity pretty much entirely there. This is a lot more like the SUP we've been used to seeing. Let's see now if they're going to be able to keep this up, and see how Enormity are going to be able to adjust as well, because they've not really been in this position either, where they've been down so heavily.
Not really. I mean, the closest game that we saw was that 1-0 affair between themselves and Ball Boost in the previous series, but they were then able to go on and completely flat out dominate. Now against SUP, they're trying to find some answers and still try to research that here throughout the rest of the game number 2. Try and find some answers to the questions that are being posed, especially in this midfield, as SUP are starting to get into the rotations, get into the flow of things. And you can see that their communication is on point. It's never really the same person following up. It's always usually Kaz, then FTM, then the Expert will come in. Going around that circle, that carousel of chaos that SUP are bringing into the orange half of the field, and Enormity Elite are at least dealing with it for the moment, but they can't, as Enormity Elite are trying to push downfield and trying to gain some field possession, or position, excuse me, they just can't find the answer in that midfield.
Yeah, absolutely. Enormity Elite. Now Kaz and his team more than happy to sit back a little bit more, it feels like, or at least it did, as we see Expert into FTM, both missing opportunities, and then there's Kaz as well. Even with a 3-0 lead, these guys are just so aggressive.
Oh,
Pale
Rider. Pale Rider had a fantastic shot there. I think it was Shan and going by his side, holding his hand, going downfield, but not able to get the pass off. He had to take the shot himself instead. Straight into the defender. He was able to pull that pass off. It could have easily been 3-1. Either way, SUP retain their clean sheet for the moment. Make it 4, and Shah able to get it away, but not in time. Straight into the path of Expert. And SUP able to completely flat out dominate here in game number 2. Looks like they're going to be tying this series up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, again, just Enormity Elite not really having the presence in their own backlines to deal with that ball correctly. 2 players under the ball against your own post as well. It's not the cleanest of defenses, and it's made very obvious by the fact they've now conceded another. Only 40 seconds on the clock. Yeah, this one's out of reach maybe for Enormity this time round, but maybe a consolation or something, because this performance so far from SUP, it's been clinical.
Certainly so. Like you said it earlier, it looks more like the SUP that we saw in that semi-final bout with Fake Weebs, where they just came out and really stuck it to them in their own half, and seems like that That renaissance of push the ball down your throat until you choke is what they're doing to Enormity Elite right here. Pale Rider will try and find something within the last 5 seconds, but this one's going to touch down. 4-0 here in game number 2, and SUP tie the series.
Yeah, very well deserved. Now we definitely have a series in our hands. Those first 2 games are going to count for nothing. We're now down to a best of 3, essentially. And either of these 2 teams going into this next game, if they're able to take that, they're going to be in the match point seat, I guess. I was trying to think of something funny to say there, but there's nothing coming to me. But yeah,
we've
whichever
already
team
proved we're not comedians on here, Murphy. Let's not try.
Yeah, fair enough. But whatever team can take this 3rd game now is definitely going to be in the commanding seat, going to have that advantage, and they're going to have 2 opportunities to walk away with the $300. That being said, though, normally, more often than not, I find that the second team to come alive is a team that sort of has the momentum on their side, right? So this SUP team, they're definitely going to be putting up to the others. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to be able to balance this back now. Are we going to be seeing more SUP domination coming out in the 3rd game, or are we going to be seeing a little bit more coming out?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how things kick off in game number 3, if it will return to a more neutral game, as we kind of saw in game number 1, where it was really back and forth, but of course Enormity Elite coming out on top of that one. But we'll see how the EE side are able to kick back on this one after not able to score a goal within 5 minutes. Completely shut out in game number 2. Leads to a tie series, but this time Omniscience looking to get something very quickly off the kick-off, and Shad able to squeeze that one off the crossbar. SUP well defended here in the early stages, but it is Enormity Elite with all the pressure straight away. FTM will take a demo for his efforts in midfield and force Kaz to make this touch off on the backboard. Shy trying to set it up for his team, but no one in tow of that, and Expert able to easily dribble that one away to safety.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just saw then it was a little bit of a shaky start from SUP. They looked a little bit boost starved at the back as well. So, yeah, well, it's a little bit more of an aggressive game, maybe this time around. As we see the ball now ping just straight across the midfield.
Yeah, I mean, it was Kaz there to make the demo on Pale Rider, and the ball was coming Pale Rider's way, and it could have certainly easily been the first goal of the game, but this will be the first goal of the game instead. FTM gets the pass into Expert off this really scrambly play at the back right here. On these signs, a weak clear, and it's straight into the path of Expert, and SUP take the first lead here in game 3.
Yeah, Expert knows exactly where that ball's going when Omniscience tries to hit it, and he reads it perfectly, and just gave his team the lead. Although they may have started off a little bit shaky, we saw Enormity crumble a little bit when the pressure was a bit too much for them. It's going to be interesting if they're able to put that to the back of their head and reaffirm a more balanced game, or if they're just going to crumble like they did in that 2nd game and give SUP the 2nd game on their side of the board. I said 2nd game a lot there. Speaking of seconds,
yeah, you did, but yeah, speaking of the 2nd game, we've got the 2nd goal on the board. This time it's Kaz. We talked about him being really the assister on SUP, and now he gets a goal on the board for himself. It's what an all-rounder Kaz has been throughout this run for SUP. He's been scoring, he's been assisting, he's been doing well in defense as well, but the defense will clear out on this kickoff goal. Omniscience able to power through within a couple of seconds and clear house. Enormity Elite bring one back.
Yeah, it took them almost 7 minutes to actually get a goal. But Enormity have finally done it. Maybe now this is the turning point that they needed. Although SUP have been a little bit more forward in the early stages of this. It is, after all, a 5-minute game, right? So we're going to see now exactly what the rest of this game holds for us. Is Enormity able to make this the start of something new? Or is SUP just going to be able to, you know, just let that one slide and continue doing what they're doing?
I said earlier about SUP winning 50-50 challenges against Fake Weebs, and they're winning them here in the midfield against Enormity Elite as well. So many chances they're creating for themselves in Enormity Elite's half. Enormity Elite just cannot break free. Into the corner it will go, and Kaz trying to pick this one up will be able to do so. Got plenty of space to work with, but Omniscience there to shut that one down. Here comes Shah to the backboard. Clear away into the path of Expert, and a brilliant pass into the middle. Kaz shoots to net, and Omniscience able to block that one from entering the orange net. 2.5 minutes gone, 2.5 to go. back and forth we go. Sup still with more of the field control here in game number 3, but Enormity Elite have been battling hard in their own half. And we talked about how their backline woes have been letting them down, but they've seemed to have got their defense together now here, Murphy.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, you can't be allowing that midfield control just going the way of Sup.
Oh!
Goal line save there coming out from Omniscience, and again FTM, Pale Rider denies him. This is just shot after shot, and eventually it's a lead. The third man comes in, Kaz, third time the charm, as it were. As he manages to just get up and above, just completely, like, no boost in the tank, it felt like, from the Enormity side, just unable to deal with that ball in an effective manner. All 3 players are just in no man's land trying to deal with it.
I think I counted maybe 3 or 4 shots before that one was headed into the net for Sup. And they try to get a kickoff goal like Enormity Elite did, but Omniscience, the scorer of said kickoff goal earlier on, able to prevent one going against them here later down the line here in game number 3. Now it's up to Enormity Elite to try and push back into this game and really into this series as well, because after their performance in game number 2, after that shutout, and after this performance in the first half of this game number 3, they really do need to bring themselves back into it. All 3 members of Sup in this corner, though. It could be an opportunity as everyone slowly recovers and gets back into position. This time Pale Rider, assisted by Omniscience. Where is Shah? He's up to the backboard. Can he get the double touch? No, he cannot. He was out of boost. Omniscience looking to put that one straight back into the path of net. Enormity Elite's opportunity after opportunity, and nothing is dropping yet. Shah into the middle. Omniscience towards net. 2 shots registered, but no goals will head onto the scoreboard for Enormity Elite. 45 seconds remaining here in game number 3, and they still need to find 2. Might find one here, but Pale Rider not able to get to it in time before the defense can squeeze that one away. Shah will fire off target, and Enormity Elite, they're starting to create chances for themselves, but they just cannot find that final finish.
Yeah, absolutely, and eventually they do, with only 30 seconds left on the clock here. And that is some brilliant sustained pressure coming out from the Enormity Elite side. Sup not allowing themselves to be as suffocated as we've already seen some teams doing, but at the same time, the way Enormity were just able to control that play in the final third and just keep them locked in there. Eventually, it was going to lead to a golden opportunity. It actually led to a couple there, but eventually, Enormity put it away. Now with only 1 goal on the board. Oh dear. Kaz, though, just makes all that pressure, all those sustained attacks, all those shots. They all mean nothing now, as Kaz just able to just completely break through the defense, brute forces his way through, and gives his team the 4th goal.
And that's kind of what the style of play that we've seen from Enormity Elite has been throughout this tournament, of just really pressuring their opponents, trying to, instead of working it around the defense, they're just trying to power it through. Now Sup used that against them. Oh, it's a big miss in the back line for Enormity Elite, but it might not matter in the grand scheme of things. That one will get saved away by Shah, but no time on the board for Enormity Elite to get 2 back, and they will not be able to take advantage of that brilliant goal that they scored earlier on to bring it to 3-2. It will be Sup getting the second game for themselves on the board here in this grand final, and 1 game away from taking this series and taking this grand final.
Hey, I'm just happy both teams managed to get a game this time, you know?
Yeah.
It's definitely felt a lot more one-sided the last 2 games, right, for the Sup side. But Enormity, they have an enormous task ahead of them. There's nothing to say they can't do it. They've already done it once. And maybe that game first game was a little bit of an anomaly. But, you know, there are some promising signs there. Like, we were talking about the sustained pressure, the chances that they were creating, just slowly boxing Sup into their own half, into their own third, I should say. If they're able to do that a little bit more early from the offset and not allow themselves to be on the back foot straight away, then there's nothing to say that they can't actually make a better game of this, right? Bring it to a 5th game, maybe even run away with the series.
Yeah, it certainly could go that way, but I think if Enormity Elite are going to get back into this one, they need to start pressuring from the outset. They cannot let Sup get a couple of goals in, get some momentum behind them. They need to bring the fight to the blue half, because they're trying to do too much out of their own half for Enormity Elite. And like you said, if they can't get out of their own defensive box, they're not going to be able to put any shots onto net. The FTM with the first shot of this game, number 4, this Match point, championship point for Sup. One more game and they will walk away $300 richer as Kaz fires onto net. 2 shots already gone for Sup. And Enormity Elite, like we said, they need to start fighting from upfield rather than out of their own half, because they're not putting enough pressure onto Sup, and Sup can just have all the space in the world to work with. And that's where they've been thriving throughout this tournament.
Yeah, when you're playing a team that's this critical, that's this good with their passing plays, that midfield is, well, it's the heart of where all their plays are coming from, right? They have FTM, who's been putting together some brilliant individual plays. But at the same time, Kaz, he's going to be more than happy to oblige if you're going to give him the space to just set that ball up. If you're able to take that midfield control away from them, you're taking away one of the avenues of their attack, right? And that's something they're going to need to be capitalizing on a lot more if they want to turn the tides here.
Will need to do that, but still with no goals on the board, Enormity Elite did have a bit of a run down in their opponent's half, but now they find themselves back on the back line. The Shah points that one high up for on the sign, excuse me, and Expert will have that one go his way, or at least go in towards the net. And there's been a couple of times here, Murphy, where Enormity Elite, they've been trying to clear their own lines and they've hit it in straight into a Sup player. Just the rotations from Sup and the knowledge that they have, the read of the game that everyone on the Sup team have is phenomenal, because they know where this ball is going to head up, and they're able to shut things down from Enormity Elite before they can even progress.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, all this sustained pressure, it's going to mean nothing if they're not able to actually put a goal on the back of the net, which they've been unable to do now as we quickly approach the halfway point. So Enormity, as long as they're able to put together something sustainable, something of substance, and get a goal from it, then, well, there's all this pressure and all this great play we're seeing out of Sup, it's going to be absolutely nothing. As we're seeing Enormity now actually being able to sustain, I'd say a weak sustain, but definitely sustain a bit of an offense, as FTM now breaks that.
Yeah, but it's straight back into the hold in midfield for Sup. Just holding their line, not relenting. Not giving it a blade of grass here in Manfield to Enormity Elite. Shah now out of his own corner, misses that one. It's going to let FTM advance upfield here onto the left corner. Expert now able to pick this one up, looking for a man in the middle, and that will be Kaz, who'll be there, but a big collision of cars above the goal will let this one go through for Shah. He's got no boost. Kaz able to corral this one, but it's straight into the path of Pale Rider, and Omni Science able to put the shot towards net. Who's back for Enormity Elite as this one goes right back in favour of Sup. Back and forth we go throughout the midfield, and no one able to come out on top of it. A minute 30 left here in game number 4, and still nothing on the board for either team. Something's got to break eventually. Something is going to break on the back line. Will it be Sup or Enormity Elite? Could well be the orange side of the field as everyone cleared out. Everyone trying to push up, trying to get that first goal. And Sup, Expert, brilliantly played. Bide his time, no one back. And into the net it goes, Sup 1-0.
You can actually see it from the replay there. All 3 orange players on the Enormity side just along that one side of the field. None of them backing in a good position to deal with that. All the Sup player has to do there, all Expert has to do there, is just touch it over, right? Just give it a bit of momentum, touch it over, and that's all he needed to do, which is actually kind of funny in a way when you consider just how well put together some of these players have been. FTM there, almost making another one. It's back to the scrapbook.
Yeah, it's all Expert needed to do, but will this be all that Sup need to do to take this one away? Will one goal be the difference maker here in this game number 4? One more win, and Sup will be your champions today. Kaz looking to make it 2, will not get it past Pale Rider, but FTM looking to just hold fast in the middle of the field, and that one's going to go through onto net. Kaz threads the needle, 27 seconds to go, and Enormity Elite let another one in.
Yeah, Kaz just there. I've been loving the way Kaz has actually been playing. I've been watching him kind of quite closely, and just the way he's always lurking, right? Ready for that ball to just bounce out of any Enormity area and just instantly put it back into there. Even if it doesn't lead to anything constructed from his team, just allowing his team to either get back or to fashion another chance out of something that maybe they would have had to break the pressure for. It's been a really interesting watching him play, and it's paid off there, and it plays off again. It's just the way he's just lurking, always lurking, and able to
you can never count Kaz out. He's everywhere you want to be. Everywhere that Sup want Kaz to be, he is there. He's playing his role to perfection. As you said, as that man passing in, shooting in, he can do it all. He's been my MVP for today. And it looks like this scoreline might hold here, Murphy. Sup 3-0 up, Enormity Elite will fall, and Sup will walk away with $300 today. They are your champions.
Very well deserved there, coming out of the Sup side as well. Rightful winners, that $300. Maybe a little bit of a shaky start in that first game, but they really battened down the hatches in the following three. They're very deserved winners here, walking away with, like I said, $300. Enormity, though, taking away 150. You know, it's nothing to scoff at there either. But Sup just proving that they're just a class of their own. Yeah,
and they were the strongest team coming into this series, and the strongest team that we've seen throughout this bracket as well. They played their roles phenomenally well. Yes, it was a little bit of a shaky start in game number one. I predicted it to perfection, I will say. Enormity Elite stealing away game one, and then Sup just rolling through and getting the win notched up in their column. So congratulations to everyone on I was going to say Enormity Elite on Sup, expert Kaz. I've forgotten his name now. I've not written it down. Oh, I feel bad now. Oh, who's the other one? FTM, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Producer Man.
FTM, he definitely had some performance as well in the earlier stages of that game, right? Especially in that first game. It felt like he was the one that was sort of dragging his team through a little bit more. All three players definitely had their place to play there. It was just brilliant team composition all around. Yeah, so they walk away with $300, and we talked about Enormity Elite, how well they battled, so worthy of our second place today. $150 between them. So $50 each, presumably. We are still waiting on the third place match finishing up. Looks like Fake Weebs. Actually, it has finished up now. Ball Boost, Have Ball Want Boost took the third place match 3-2 against Fake Weebs. Very close game. So Have Ball Want Boost. $50 for them, I believe, is the prize. Yes, $50. $50 will be going their way. So congratulations to them. Commiserations to everyone else. But it's been a great tournament today. Sup, you're worthy champions, in my opinion. Yeah, definitely. I can't really disagree with that. Yeah. We'll call it there. But we just want to thank. Of course, today has been the 245th birthday of the U.S. Army, and the tournament surrounding here on Rocket League, powered by Nerd Street Gamers, presented by Mike and Ike. And if you are looking to make an impact, there is no better place to do that than the U.S. Army itself. Whether your goal is to fight and cure deadly diseases, develop technologies, or seek adventure across the globe, the Army is where all of that can happen, and so much more. The Army is a team of a million individuals working together to take on the most complex problems in the nation and the world, and to win. Ask yourself, what's your warrior? And go to goarmy.com/Philadelphia to find out more. To learn more, contact your local Army recruiter and find us on social media at Army Team Mid-Atlantic. But that is just going to about do it for today. Murphy, I'll give the final word to you before we sign off. Guys, make sure to stick around, check out more of what Nerd Street Gamers are doing, and just Rocket League in general. It's a really interesting time to be watching this game. So if this is your first time watching, or if you're already an experienced viewer, there's plenty more action where this came from. Certainly is, and there's going to be a lot of exciting times, not just here at Nerd Street Gamers for Rocket League, but around the world for Rocket League as well. It's an exciting time to be a fan, and we hope you, if this is your first time experiencing Rocket League, we hope you're a fan now as well. But thank you to Murphy, thank you to everyone here at Nerd Street Gamers, thank you to the US Army and Mike and Ike for providing this tournament today. We will sign off, so hopefully see you very soon. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Stay safe, my friends, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.
Our world is becoming increasingly dangerous. Today's soldier must continue to adapt to unfamiliar environments and technological advancements used by our adversaries. America's Army is the best trained and equipped fighting force in history, capable of conquering any foe, on any terrain. Do you possess the strength to answer the calling of a soldier? Learn how you can be trained in one of 150 careers and potentially earn up to $40,000 in bonuses if you qualify. For more information, visit GoArmy.com.
Oh, baby. Contrast stitching. Curves that'll hug your body. Adjustable arms. Custom embroidery. Memory foam pillows. Changeable color inserts. Lay flat, recline. Removable logos. Soft, durable material. Yeah. Like what you see, baby? Zip chair.
Why did I choose Temple? I chose Temple because I love Philadelphia.
I wanted to find a school that was in a city.
Temple's really supportive of everyone, career-wise, internship-wise. They have a lot of opportunities for everyone, like study abroad. Temple students are so passionate, whether that's about their school, their major.
Just don't be shy to ask somebody, hey, what's your name or what are you majoring in? Because I've made my best friendship so far that way.